went up to Jerusalem for a feast of the Jews. Now there is in Jerusalem, near the Sheep's Gate, a pool. Let me tell you, it's not just angel. I believe tonight, as people walk through this water, let me tell you, they're going to walk a journey of healing. Because I believe tonight there's going to be extraordinary miracles being done. You know, with Paul the apostle, it was like he would just get the cloth, wipe his perspiration off, or they'd come and slap the cloth on them. And when they slapped the cloth on them, they took it back to the people who it belonged to who were sick, and the people who were sick got healed. And I believe tonight God does extraordinary miracles by the means that he used. Because you cannot get more extraordinary than a dead man rising from the dead. Do you know that, don't you? Right. And so the extraordinary things that God does is the means that he uses to bring that about. See, now I believe tonight, I want you to grow in faith tonight. I want you to grow in faith tonight so that what God is, because that's what God told me earlier today. He said, Trevor, if you get people to walk through the waters that you put out, the sheep dip tray, because that's what it is, a sheep dip tray, you get them to walk through that, and it will be a journey of sickness to healing. Not going in this end, going in this end, sickness to healing. And there was a pool in that place. And it says, in called Bethesda, and in, which is called in Aramaic, and it says, and which is surrounded by 5 colored colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie, the blind, the lame, and the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked, do you want to get well? Now there's a question with a promise attached to it. Did you know that? Jesus was not just asking him, do you want to get well? He was asking, that question was absolutely loaded with anointing. Because the healer was standing there. He didn't even need to have him answer the question. So often we say, well, we need to answer the question. See, I believe that question that Jesus asked was absolutely loaded. Because it had contained in it, it says, do you want to get well? He didn't then say, well, I know how you can. He just said, do you want to get well? And then the man goes off into talking about all the things of why he couldn't get healed. And Jesus didn't sort of go back to the question. Did you know that? Sometimes Jesus lets us talk ourselves out. It's like he gives us enough rope so we hang our unbelief.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus gives us enough rope so we hang our unbelief.
Yes.
Because once that's dead, faith can rise.
Right.
Oh, do I get some faith rising
Yeah,
here
yeah.
tonight? Huh? See, what is it you're believing for? And it says, Jesus, once he goes down, and it says, I have no one to help me. Well, the pool is stirred, and the angel of the Lord that used to come down into the pool, it says, while I'm trying to get there, somebody else goes down ahead of me. Jesus says to him, get up and pick up your mat. He didn't answer the question how he could get healed. He just says, get and pick up your mat. Let me tell you something. See, why is it, and I want to talk in a moment just some of the reasons, or what hinders healing flowing into our lives. Because we all want to be healed who are sick. But sometimes there is a hindrance to those things. And here, this man had hindrances. He could have said, yes. And he could have had his healing sooner. Is that true?
Mm.
But he went on talking about all the things as to why he couldn't get into the pool while it was being stirred. His answers to it actually hindered the flow of healing to his life. See, sometimes we're asking so many questions, the whys, the wherefores, all the rest of it, instead of just saying, God, I believe your word. I'm going to step into your word.